Hey, hey, hey. Happy 4th, YouTube. Nasty Nate AAA here. Back with another of these YouTube videos. I've been gone for a whole month. And I'm back and ready to show you guys some of my latest gameplay from yesterday. I've got a couple games I'm going to upload today, I think. And yeah, we're going to have a great time here. First game, we're bringing you the Ottomans in the Nomad Free-for-All, as we often do. And today we have a fun little one. I believe we're playing against a few different players here, but namely the one of the players is one of the top 200. I believe he's ranked 130 on the FFA ladder. So we're gonna be going up against him in this game. Speed things up here. We have, it looks like, a land mega random map. No water. As you can see, I'll be the orange Ottoman player. And we have me going off into the corner up here. I found a little spot with deer, fortunately. And I'm nice and out of the way from everyone else in this mountainous map. I think it's kind of nice, especially when you see you're on a mountainous map like this, to go for the corner, because there's a lot of the space is pretty limited, right? Like there's going to be these big old mountains around the map, blocking areas off. So if you're tucked away in a corner, you're going to be in a, you might have limited resources, but you're going to be a little bit out of the way, and these other players look for opponents to fight. So we see we do have one player who's pretty close to us. The screen player, the Mongol player, is not too far away. And it looks like most of the players are kind of coalescing up pretty close to our side of the map as well. No one on the bottom side here. We've got yellow down here as well next to green. We've got teal right up here. Purple and blue are also pretty close. And then these other two players, the pink and the red player, also kind of tucked away, as we are. But they do have, especially this red player has a lot more space to himself, so that's gonna be pretty nice for him. Looks like green's getting really aggressive right away here against the yellow player. Let's take a look at this, see what's going on. He's trying to wall him out. I guess he's identified that yellow's gold. Peak gold is right here. Maybe there isn't any other gold nearby. Yeah, it looks like, well, there's this gold, but he's also denying this. By putting pressure here, green could go here if he's scouted it. Hasn't. Okay. Yeah, this guy's invested a lot of spearmen. I don't know why players tend to do this kind of stuff. Seems like a huge overinvestment to me. I guess because yellow's so close to me, he just wants to take him out. The Mongols, this is also a common strategy for Mongols, is power rush mode 1v1. A lot of people seem to apply 1v1 strategies in free-for-all, which can work, but I feel like it's kind of not greedy enough. I feel like greedy strategies, out attacking until age 3 is usually what you want to do. I mean, sometimes you have to in this situation. Maybe green doesn't realize that there's a lot of other players close to him. He scouted me out, but he hasn't scouted the guy above him. Might be in a bit of trouble here. If you attack someone in free-fall, usually you just want to kill them quickly without having a prolonged engagement, which is what's getting into here for these two players. Meanwhile, it looks like we've got some walls going up for teal up here. He's probably identified that he's close to some other players as well. Yellow is making some knights. He's French, and he's going to be trying to counter spearmen with knights, which is never a good idea, but I guess if you have more of them than your opponent, you're probably gonna be okay. And I'm just, chugging happily away here. I'm Ottoman, so I'm getting my second TC up, getting some traders out, ecoing up. Here we see teal setting up a nice little wooden wall section for himself. No one else looks like they're gonna be getting aggressive anytime soon. We got a couple TCs for purple as well. Blue. Just people, I say almost every game you want to go to TC, unless someone is just like forcing you not to somehow. Like always go at least 2 TC on free for all, for sure. The yellow's coming down here. He's cleared the green player out from the bottom side of the map, and he's probably identified there's a bunch of resources. Yep, down here, and he's gonna start harvesting some wood. He doesn't have a whole lot of wood up here. Green hemming him in on the north side of the map, and it looks like Green once again getting aggressive here. Interesting. Sent one pawn down here, strangely. The rest of his army. Let's watch this guy's camera. I'm kind of curious what he's doing here. Why did he send this guy down here? I'm kind of curious if he's map hacking now. But, maybe he was just scouting. He figured there was a lot of resources down there, and he doesn't look like he's cheating or anything. He has some vision up here. So I'm still just chugging along. I went actually 3 TCs, like kind of a risk. I know I have to get out of my base eventually for resources, but I wanted to get good eco going with, so I could crank up to. It's really nice, I think, to have H3 or 4 pretty quickly as Ottoman because of all the units you print out as you get your busier points. Switching up to those Janissaries is always really nice. So we see these guys are still just kind of going back and forth here. This is really nice for me actually. If I'm able to like capitalize on attacking these players, taking their kings, then it's a good situation for me. See what happens here. Like green might overrun you, or the other way around. Yep, green just surrenders. Yep, and he gets the king. Okay, so the French player kind of successfully, green overcommitted early on to that attack and didn't make anything of it. Yellow just got way ahead. So there you go. So yellow now is a threat to me, and so is teal. He's got the olive rose. And meanwhile, purple and pink are fighting up here. It looks like we got arms crossbows coming in. Found a hole in the wall. And yeah, he's just gonna go in there and start wreaking havoc. Much else happening? Not just yet. Like yeah. Yushi player is getting taking a little bit of damage here. This guy's camping on top of his production and just losing units right as he makes them basically. And meanwhile, yellow is now, for some reason, yellow picked up his kill. I feel like this is the time where you want to sit back. Maybe he'll realize that too. Once you pick off a player, you usually want to start macroing, ecoing, teching up, and just sit back. Sometimes it's nice to get 2 players, of course, but it just depends on how the spawns are set up. Once you get a kill or 2, then you want to sit back. Just make sure you have your huge eco, 100 plus, or 100 workers. Get to age 4, and then you can start looking to pick up more players. Yellow's got this whole bottom side of the map to himself, it looks like. Meanwhile, red's starting to expand out, and he's actually attacking blue. So we see this red English player. This is actually the guy I was talking about, who's, I believe, the rank 130 on the ladder, skilled muffin, so he's a pretty good player here. Though he is playing English, which I would say is probably not one of the best civs in free-for-all. A challenging opponent for sure. He goes that long. What do we have here? Purple has eliminated pink. I just missed that. He just surrendered. Purple overran him with his crossbows, his men-at-arms. So our HRV player will be picking off the Zushi player right there. So meanwhile, teal's coming into purple's base. I still haven't moved out. I'm playing this game pretty slow here. I recognize that. I probably could have started fighting a little sooner, but I think I wanted to get my stuff going, get a few upgrades in. I'm now still in age 3. Some of the players are already in age 4. Here, where's purple's army? It's coming back. Okay, it's slowly coming back. Some of them aren't. Oh, that's just villagers. Okay, so coming back to defend, but it seems like the damage has been done. Teal took out a lot of workers, I think. Purples. So, excuse me. Yeah, both players are kind of hurting right now. It looks like. Purple looks like he might hold this, but at what cost, right? Teal's lost his army. Purple's lost a lot of workers, and both players are not doing right now. So looks like I'm starting to move out. I'm starting to look around. Teal seems to have just given up for some reason. he fed his king to somebody, to red, or some red found his king down here, I think. So yeah, I guess he realized his attack had failed and gonna run his king or something, and gets the heck again. So red now has a kill. I'm like pushing into maybe yellow's base here. I think I saw this red palace. I thought the better of it. I was like, okay, I need to wait for these upgrades to finish. Upgrades here. I think I had like a veterancy upgrade for my janissaries or something. Waiting for. Now I'm getting the elite army, the infantry upgrade, and the gunpowder after that. Chemistry. So let's take a stock here. So I have no kills yet. Kind of in a tough spot because we're playing a little bit slow in this game, and we need to start picking up a kill here. Probably yellow. Their easiest kill here. He's closest, and he's one of the players in this game at this point, as is purple. Blue's in a tough position here, though. He's wedged between purple and red, so that's kind of fortunate for us here. So we are finally pushing in. My men-at-arms, my janissaries, you know, my free gunpowder units. So the thing I love about Ottomans is you get free gunpowder units as well. Best things about them, most powerful things, for sure. So we're trying to fight here. He has got a lot of pretty good defense. We took down the red palace, but he still has a keep here. I think I'm trying to regroup now because it's going to be a little bit harder than I thought. This guy's set up pretty well defensively. We need the bombards going here, start pounding away at these keeps, but he does have some his own siege back here. Looks like I'm barely gonna overrun him though. Just enough. He's a little bit too weak here at this point. You know, I don't have a lot of gold options right now. I was trying to get these, and now we're done with it. But you know, I already have these units, and they're free. Whenever I'm getting, you know, a free bombard every so often. So some of my siege is free, and then a lot of my, almost all my janissaries are probably free. But I'm rallying in kind of a bad. I realize that, and I back it up. Let's go ahead and see what else is going on the map. Nothing yet. Looks like people are just gearing up for a fight. Everyone else is just kind of sitting back, and they're trying to take resources. So tough spot. I do need to clear this yellow player out so I can have access to all these resources down here. I'm regrouping. I don't know why some of my villagers got rallied in here, but we finally got that gear point in for the manning the siege weapons, so that's pretty. Looks like blue and purple are gonna go at it and just trade armies out. The blue's army's a little bit stronger since he's the Order of the Dragon. His army might look not that large, but it definitely is a powerful army. You can see he's kind of making quick work of blue, and good repositioning there. He could have probably set the men-at-arms more importantly to defend that, but yeah, he's cleaned up purple pretty well. And I think purple probably will be surrendering pretty soon here. Well, I'm going back out for another attack on yellow. Here goes the attack. And we see here that yellow mostly just has siege now. He doesn't have a whole lot. Like, I was able to clean up. He had a few knights, but they didn't really engage in a meaningful way. And now he's got a bunch of siege here, so I probably should have split these guys up in different formation. But I was trying to push in here, use my siege to kill his siege, but he did have quite a bit of it, unfortunately, and cleaned up most of my infantry here. But I do have these bombards pounding away at the back. He really has no counter left. These are just mangonels, so they counter my infantry, but he really has no answer for my bombards here. Looks like he does have a spring ult now, but a little bit too late. Lost his keeps. I decided to focus the siege here. But now we see I have nothing to support it, so I do have to fight back up a little bit here. Let's see what else is going on. How's that fight with purple? I guess, okay, so blue did eventually, well, he didn't really get cleaned up. He got, maybe red pulled him back, actually, it looks like, okay. So yeah, purple's really hurting. He's pretty much down and out. Red's attacking blue now though, so blue kind of attacked it up. Unfortunate timing into purple there. Looks like now he has to deal with red's army. So this is kind of going on a little longer than I wanted it to, so I'm not feeling like I'm in a great position this game. Imagine, however, I haven't been able to move out of the map. No one, Illo didn't take these resources. He moved out down south instead of out here. So I was able to secure some of those resources. Meanwhile, we're just rallying behind this. Looks like our army is eventually going to overwhelm it. I think he just king here. I think what happens is I was able to fortunately click the king reveal button right before he ends up leaving this game, so I did know where his king was, I believe. Surrenders. I need to send my guys down here. Got his king hidden away in the bush. Meanwhile, I finally got my first kill, so that's great. We're I've been shot in this game now. Got this guy out of here. What's going on? This is funny. I'm carrying resources, okay. No one has any gold, apparently. There were a couple of relics here I noticed I should have grabbed soon. I think I try to get them of it. Takes me a few minutes to figure that out. The guys are just, you know, mining the last of the gold up here. That is going to push into blue. And we have a stalemate here in the middle almost. Built a castle. I don't know what this I guess it's just an offensive keep. There's not really any resources here, just for a keep. Protect his army from. And blue eventually goes in here and picks up purple, because purple was, you know, he was really weak. And now red has a kill, I have a kill. Red not have a kill? Huh. Thought red got a kill earlier. That is odd. I'm pretty sure I saw his thing. Maybe he didn't realize it, or maybe I'm just crazy. See what happens here. We're both trying to, you know, take out blue. We're fighting over hopefully, you know, I don't remember where his king is. That's so low. King's in here and the L's back, so let's see what happens here. I guess I'm gonna start shooting some of Blue's army down, because I don't want him to have a shot try to take over the siege. I don't want him to be able to get that that king in there. It looks like I'm running low on infantry. Only got siege left here. So not looking too. I'm gonna lose my bombards maybe. Maybe not. The great bombards are pretty powerful. So we are going to take some of them out before losing thing here. We have to back up, regroup. Poor blue, he's just getting savaged from both sides. He doesn't know what to do. Oh, he's running his king. Okay, that's what happens here. Blue ran his king back into the corner. This is obviously a favorable spot for red to go in, right? Because I don't have access to this side of the map necessarily unless I went around up here, and then there's still walls, dead players. So what happens, I think red's gonna end up getting the kill here. Remember, right? Blue and red still going at it. I'm regrouping my army. Those free gunpowder units once so clutch, you know. Out of gold here, you can see there's some gold down here I haven't really identified yet. Actually, this one's mostly mined out. There's some here, a little bit of gold here, and I've found this gold over here. Not this one yet, but there's a little bit more gold on the map, but mostly it's empty. So that is something we have to consider. But since we're Ottomans, we don't have it's not something we have to really worry about as much because of all the free units you get, you know, with this. Men at arms, which are, you know, they cost some gold. Okay, so looks like red did end up picking up that kill. He hasn't built his extra houses yet, but I'm sure he will soon, as he's, like I said, he's the top one of the top players on the ladder, top 200, 30 or so. So now I'm gonna 1v1. We're both gonna be at 250. I'm already there. My opponent's quickly gonna get there, I imagine. He's English, I'm Ottoman, and I feel like that's pretty good for me. He has network of castles and a pretty good army. That's going to be tough, but if I can, eliminate that factor and take out some of his bases, we're going to be in a pretty good spot here. He's starting to get his army up. What does he have here? He's got a bank. He's got not a huge gold bank, he's got a huge food bank. Meanwhile, I've got more of a mix, but less of a bank. Definitely less of his food is a lot higher, but I mean, that's fine. Really matter. Let's see how these engagements go. So we see this first engagement. I think he hit me from both sides, so it was kind of awkward for me here. He had his army fighting blue up here, and he came down and kind of sandwiched me. However, I do have some pretty good units fighting here. I was able to keep the army from behind, but he did wipe out pretty much all my siege. As you can see, I kind of traded. He has a couple siege remaining. My army's kind of getting. I tried to focus. This was a mistake. I guess the Janissaries, their gunpowder doesn't do much. It's not like fighting a building. It's like an infantry unit versus, or ranged unit versus siege. Never does much. So that bombard really absorbed a lot of those shots. So I had to back up. Now he's at 250. What kind of resources he has access to? So he's English. Does have a small free gold income. It's not much, but it's something. While we're both expanding out on the map to speed things up a little bit. Our armies looks like he's trying to pursue. It looks like I'm in a tough spot because I didn't even see it. I think I was looking back at my base and I didn't really see what was going on. Look at it from my perspective. So I'm regrouping, trying to get my siege back together with my army. I'm gonna retreat back to my base for a minute. I'll let him have mid. Risk letting him have mid. I did end up picking up these relics, I believe. Or one of them. I guess the other one is still... there was a weird bug on this map, I remember now. Let's see if I can... Off this free camera here. So we're taking another huge fight. This time it looks like I was in a better spot and I was able to push his army back, but... There's some glitch. Okay, I finally got through. There was like... I think it was some units here where I was trying to send my imam down and they kept getting stuck on some like dead players, workers. So I ended up killing them with my own workers and solved the problem. So now we're in a pretty good spot, right? We wiped his army. He's got, actually I'm the one that's behind still on the supply here. He's got a better bank too. So somehow he's getting a lot of gold. Not really sure where he's getting that. It's just his passive income. Let's see. He's got 800 a minute. I think that's all his passive income is. I've got a little bit more because I've still got some resources on the map. But you have to also consider I have the free units. He's trying to set up a trade here. I realize that. I think I start trying to do it myself because I have like 9 or 10 traders in my landmark over here. And I think they get a lot more if you send them out, but what I think I should have done here is I should just keep the 10 in there because they're getting, I really need that 240 gold a minute. And then I could just make more, I could have just made more traders. So now he's kind of pushing me back, or pushing, kind of testing each other and making, seeing how does the engagement look, and we both don't really like it too much. I'm trying to establish a base here. He's fighting me into a choke. And I do have a couple mangoes, so I think that's my advantage there if the mangoes are actually going to shoot, which they're kind of missing right now. But yeah, we're pushing forward with all these Janissaries now. You can see I have 33 Janissaries right there, which is insane. It's just the power of the Ottomans, you know. But he has his archers, which are super cheap units, so if he can, kill some of my units, even if it's not a cost effect, even if it doesn't look like a good trade, on the field, it might still be worth it because, my units are much more expensive than his units are. Obviously, he's just got a longbowman here. Decided to save his of his gold. It looks like because he doesn't have too much invest at all in springalds. It was pretty good. I think it's a pretty good strategy what he's doing here. I think he could use some mangoes too, though. not have. Trying to wipe out his walls, just denying this vision, clear up all this junk, but it looks like he pushes me again. And we see this trade. He did have a lot of springboards there, but I had a few of my own, the great bombards. It looked like it went in my favor. Let's take a look at his supply. He's still maxed. Not quite maxed. I'm running out. I've used up all my gold now, so you can see the advantage of English and free for all. It's kind of like they can mass cheap, powerful units with the lombowmen and the network of castles. They just are pretty cost effective, even though they don't have free gunpowder units like I do. They have free gold, less, you know, somewhat powerful units, right? So now what I'm trying to do is take the sacred sites, get any extra gold income I can, put a victory condition on, and just hold this position now that I have this keep up here. And we can see she's trying to push in with just longbowmen, which obviously is not going to be the best, right? Against all these bombards, ring elves, mangonels, janissaries, men-at-arms. He's regrouped. Let's take a look at his supply now. So he's got a huge bank there, man. I wonder if he's going for a wonder or something. That's surprising. I didn't realize his bank was so much. Wow. And now he's pushing out again, and I think he has a stealth forest here. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so he has a bit of a stealth forest. I should have got a scout or something in my army. See that, and I didn't see that until it was too late. He does end up getting right on top of my bombards, my siege units. And now he's charging around the top with all these cavalry too. So that's kind of tough. We're gonna lose most of our siege here, but I think with all the janissaries firing still, a couple mangoes in the back, it's still looking pretty decent for us. We are kind of out of gold, unfortunately. While our opponent has a lot of bank. So actually, I'm kind of surprised this went going the way that it's going. Let's see. So what he's tried to do now is he sent some villagers up here, built some towers to get vision of my base, which is always what you want to do. I tried to do the same, I think, on the bottom side, but there was no path through. And meanwhile, I realized that okay, I need to kind of regroup, defend over there because there's some villagers coming in my base, which is not ideal. Never want that. They could build siege workshops, you know, they could do whatever. And now by going back to defend with that army, I've kind of, you know, left my front army exposed, and these reinforcements have just utterly crushed me. So now I'm in a really tight spot here. Well, I guess these, you know, my units are still, I say that, but my units, I guess, are still training, you know, not terribly because they're janissaries, right? We're getting some kills here. And he's running low on gold now. And my supply has dwindled quite a bit. I've lost over 50 army supply there. Quickly rebuilding that and regrouping, but I've got all three sacred sites, so I got some, you know, I've got some gold income, but probably comparable to his, it looks like, now that I'm not mining any gold. Just with the 3 sacred sites, the 2 relics I think I have. Yeah, 2 relics. See how many relics our opponent has. Have a monastery, maybe he doesn't, maybe that's why. Oh, there we go, there it is. 2 so we're even on relics. Over, I have 3 sacred sites. He's neutralizing 1 right now, which he definitely needs to do so that I don't win the game with that. And yeah, so his army kind of got split up here. It looks like he tried to send some to the sacred site or find my army here, but for some reason, yeah, he had all these on standby or on hold position, so that they could neutralize that sacred site. But it was already neutralized. He really should have pushed in with them if he was going to fight with the other part of his army, and he kind of made a, you know, engagement error here, I think, and now I'm able to push him back. Let's reevaluate here once again. We're out of gold pretty much. We got some bank, otherwise we're starting to get a lot of stone. Our opponent, you know, he's got a little bit better bank. Still 900, 700, so he's got a little bit more gold income than me. And I'm just trying to, I decided I want to clear out whatever. I know he has production up here somewhere. I thought he did. Maybe he doesn't. I thought he had some units coming in from the top here. I thought he had production somewhere. It looks like it might have just been units that he shift queued around the map. Does not actually have any production in that area. So now I've captured all sacred sites once again. We're pushing out, pushing forward. We probably could just sit back and defend here. This probably isn't why I'm attacking here. I could just, you know, force him to fight on my keep. I think I wanted to maybe try to flank him, but then he sent all these horsemen up and spotted me. They do have some good vision here. Let's check out his vision. But I think he's aware I'm up here now. He spotted me. Oh, he does have a tower somewhere. Where is this tower? I don't know. Anyways, we're gonna fight. He's got a pot of Springolds. But he left. He sent his cavalry straight across, and I just wiped up all his Springolds. He basically sacrificed everything to get his cavalry down here. Left his Springolds undefended. Kind of a blunder on his part. He's got a lot of resources still and he's maxed, which I was surprised to see. Always crazy how many units English can mass, but he does have it now. He does have a flanking force here, which is gonna. I sent my traders out. I mentioned earlier. I unloaded them all, and now I'm regretting it because this was their first payload, and they all get cleaned up here. So I've lost a lot of my gold income now. As you'll see. Yeah, you see it now. Sort of kick in 500 just from the relics and sacred sites. I've lost my gold from my traders, but I'm refilling. I think I'm refilling. Yeah, the building up at least. And I've abandoned some of my siege, unfortunately, front here, and lost it. Trying to deal with this, these horsemen in the back. A lot of them have been cleaned up now, but there's still a few running around. We're just gonna reestablish our force in the middle, I think. So it's kind of been a long, drawn out engagement here. Right now we see I've got no gold really. Getting my income back to where it was. Our opponent, I've got all the sacred sites. Our opponent has a huge bank. He's got a big army, a cheap army, but a big army. Like it's all horsemen and archers this time, so he's engaging at a really awkward angle here. I have my reinforcements coming in, so like my siege is kind of like arcing around him. I'm gonna lose some siege over here, looks like, but the angle that he's choosing to fight here is really bizarre. I guess he was trying to flank me, but with the stealth forest here, he probably didn't see everything that was going on. And this army's gonna get cleaned up. He was able to sneak by with some horsemen and stuff. Probably gonna be able to get that bottom sacred site if I had to guess. But I did clean up his whole army. It was a cheap army, so he doesn't really mind losing that army, I think. The more important thing is he secures the sacred site, but he just surrenders. I think he realized that my army was just gonna be, my army value was gonna be too high. If we look at this score screen, I think we'll get a better indicator of what happened here. So. Maybe you can't see the stat I'm thinking of in the game. You have to go on AoE World, I think. His military count was higher than mine, but I think I looked on AoE World and my army value was just so much higher than his at this point that he felt overrun. I think he said in the chat, I think you win, and he just gave up. He was tired of the back and forth. He did have much bigger bank than me. I think he could have definitely stayed in this game longer if he wanted to, but I probably would have built. I had a lot of stone, and I probably would have just put up a bunch more keeps on those sacred sites, and eventually it would just be kind of inevitable for him that he wouldn't be able to break through. He just couldn't get an army. It's really hard when you're an English player to get an army that's strong enough to fight an Ottoman player's late game army because of all the gunpowder units that Ottoman has access to. So anyways, that's it. That's how you fight a top 200 player. We were both 250 supply. We both had 2 relics. It was pretty even. But I think I had this. I think my main advantage there was I had the superior civilization for that fight. So anyways, I'm gonna upload one more video today and go into casting that next. So thanks for watching YouTube. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content.